Hello everyone, welcome back to Not Anime Review. We are reviewing an anime called Princess Yukie. Now, I usually don't go into the main plot in the beginning. There are five main characters, they're all princesses. You got princess from the spirit world, the fairy world, the demon world, the angel world, and the human world. That's pretty much about it. Princess Yuki is the main character and she's from the human world. She doesn't have magic like the other four do, but she is very helpful. She always encourages people, so that's the main gist of it. There are two main plots of this anime. The first main plot is them trying to find a way to lift their curse because even all five princesses are cursed, and when they're cursed, they are the curse makes them look like they're 10 years old, and they're trying to lift the curse so they can become their original age, which their age in the anime is 17, even though they look like they're little kids, like 10-year-old girls. That's the main problem with this anime, because they because once the prince gets injured and they can't fix it, they decide to fix him instead of her getting the thing. So the main plot of it is that they're trying to get five flowers from each world. That's the main plot of it. Okay? Okay. Now, with that being said though, when it comes to trying to get all five flowers, when they get all five flowers, they do the can because all five princesses are candidate for the throne or being the princess of the dating the prince or something. But Yuki wants to save the prince because the prince saved her and he has a curse on him. So she lifts the curse by making the wish. The problem is the fact that the other four candidates, which is the other four princesses, have to disappear for that wish to happen. Um, that's pretty much about it. So there's not that much. She does eventually get the other four princesses back at a certain point. So then it leaves on a cliffhanger at the very end where they're all trying to go back to school and stuff like that and trying to figure it out, but that's beside the point. There are 26 episodes. Now, my main problem with this anime is the fact that there are two major problems I have with this anime. First off, the way that they get the flowers. So when they get the flowers, each princess goes to their world to get the flower. However, when they get my problem with that is the fact that Yuki is the main character. She gets her flower first. Should she get her flower last? That's what pissed me off. Like, you're the main character. Why do you get your flower first instead of the other four? I get the demon girl because she's the second character that gets introduced as a candidate to the throne of the princess. But the third character, which is who introduced herself as a candidate for the princess, she gets her flower last. Like, because the order of the how they get the flowers are the human world, the demon world, the angel world, the fairy world's fourth, and the fifth one's the spirit world. But the princess in the spirit world is, how do I say it? The girl that's in the princess in the spirit world gets introduced third. The angel girl gets introduced fourth, and the fifth girl, fairy girl, is gets her flower fourth. That's so. I understand that they're not trying to do it in order, but would you be happy if the main character gets her flower last, not first? Because if she gets her flower first, it means that they don't they it just, how do I put this? If the main character gets her flower first, why is she still there trying to get everyone else's flower? Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, that's the whole problem with it, and I don't understand that concept. But that's the first problem. The second problem I have with it, there's technically no main villain, to be honest with you. I mean, there's like two main villains in two of the episodes. A cat person that's trying to turn every person that's in the demon world into cats, which I don't understand that. Even the fucking Yuki turns into a fucking cat in that episode, which I thought was funny. And the other character was the reason why the prince gets fucking The prince gets fucked up. Fucking what's it called? The prince gets fucking cursed because of this main villain, because he tried to save the fucking fairy world because the fairy world is dying because of a disease or something. So that's pretty much about it. Now the main villain makes no goddamn sense. I don't understand it. The main character that's making them get all five flowers. She's the main reason why all this shit hits the fan, which baffles the fuck out of me. I don't understand that concept. So that's the main problem I have with that. The second problem with this anime is the English dub. I did not like the English dub in the beginning, but in the very between episode 9 and 10, I kind of got used to it. And I thought they were way better than what they were doing in the beginning. If you must know, if it has English dub, I will watch it, but I don't try to seek for English dub. I know subs a lot better than most English dubs, but if I can get away with it, I will watch the English dub, even though I know it's not as good as the sub to some extent. I mean, I know there's some English dub that's actually really good, but this anime is like hit or miss. So yeah, but my main problem with this anime is that even though it has 26 episodes, it leaves off on a cliffhanger at the very last episode. And the other shocking thing is that the manga is still fucking going. Like just the anime came out, the manga came out in 2003, and it's still 2004, I believe. But the manga is still fucking going. Like they just the last manga update from that thing, glaring at his Wikipedia page, was like 2019. So they're still making manga, but I think the main reason why they didn't make more episodes because this anime came out in 2004. And in the early to mid 2000s, most animes that are dubbed usually don't get greenlit for a second season in the Western parts. But this anime did not catch the eye of the Japanese consumer, which baffles the fuck out of me. Because take a look at Higurashi. Higurashi's English dub of the first season fucking sucks. Okay, but Japan people in Japan love the anime, so they can put a second season of Higurashi, but it has no how do I say it? It has no English dub. So I don't know if that's the case, but it also may be the fact that there's not a lot of stuff that you can do at the very beginning of the anime. As for the prince has to gain his memory back because he lost it. So that's his problem. The other problem is the fact that the fucking demon girl becomes a major ass in the beginning, but then she lightens up. But once she becomes friends with Yuki, even though in the beginning she was majorly being a pain in the ass and always get, getting pissed off at her, she decides to they decide to use the person that's the fairy princess as the fairy candidate, the person that's in the fairy world as the candidate to be the next asshole in the anime. Like that's poor writing. Like if you want to do that, that's fine. But I understand because of the fact that some of this anime has technically no villains in the whole entire the major villain of the main plot of the anime. And I think that's really hard to do because there's some animes that I've watched that has no villain. Like my little sugar fairy, what the hell it's called, has no villain. This anime also has no villain. Now, you can watch the English dub on YouTube. I'll link in the description of the guy's fucking YouTube channel. So you can watch it in dub, and it's all 26 episodes, and they're pretty good. I'm glad that he did it. It's all full screen, although it's not full screen because it was made in the early 2000s. But I'm giving this anime a 6 out of 10. Just because of the fact that it's nostalgia and the fact that it came out in the early 2000s. I'm not gonna downgrade the fucking English dub because I know in the early 2000s some or pretty much most English dub kind of fucking sucks. Like even Naruto has problems with its English dub in the early 2000s. Like that's the whole problem. Like believe it, believe it, believe it. But this anime, I wish they continued it to see where the plot goes. But you only can see where the plot goes if you read the manga. And the fact that the manga is still gone gives my utmost respect because most animes from the early 2000s, unless it's One Piece, or Dragon Ball or Naruto, or one of these popular animes, don't really continue on with their manga counterpart. And seeing this anime still fucking going gives my utmost the manga still going gives my utmost respect. So I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. I hope you guys have a nice positive day and always stay positive.